Hi and welcome to today's video, which is my empties for June. I'm filming it a little earlier because I won't otherwise be able to film it, and I wanted to get rid of the items that I've got and I'll start afresh in July. I don't know whether I'll have an empties video in July because I don't think I'll have much because I won't be using that much because I'll be in hospital, then I'm coming out, and then I won't be able to have a bath, I won't be able to shower for quite a number of weeks because part of my wound care and management. So yeah, it'll probably be August when I'm back into the full swing of things. But I'll still try and wear some makeup at some point in July, one hopes. So I've got some items for you. I'm going to start off at Bath and Body Care and see where we go on. And I've got a bag here I'm just going to put the empties into. I'll try not to make too much noise because it can be annoying. So the first items I've got is, I think this is from Home Bargains, it's Dead Sea Collection Mineral Bubble Bath with Dead Sea Mineral, Almond and Vanilla. Now this was a milky bath, it did actually foam. It doesn't have a particularly strong scent, I will say. No, it's a light milky note. I didn't particularly felt that it smelled of, had a scent of almond, but it has almond vanilla, it says. So yes, slightly vanilla-ish. It was pleasant enough, and I think it would be suited for the whole family. I think it's gender neutral. Then I have another one that is by Pampered, and it's Love to Soak Rose Cleansing and Moisturising Cream Bath. Now, it says cream bath as opposed to bubble bath, but I've had this before, and I got this from a pound shop. I'm not sure which one. It wasn't one of the main big stores. And when I previously had it, it foamed really, really well. It does have a traditional rose scent. This time it didn't. I needed an awful lot to get any foam at all. I know it's the same one because this is the range that I've been using, but nevertheless, it was nice in the water. The water in my area is soft, so it's not hard water which you need to soften. But the water was nice and soft anyway, and I did enjoy the subtle rose. It wasn't overpowering, and that was very, very nice. Then I have a body scrub by Dirty Works. I got that in a beauty box, I think. I'm sure I did. And Mr. Bear mainly used it. I used a bit of it, and he liked it because it was gritty enough for him. And then another item that I got recently in a beauty box, which has now been finished, is mango and papaya sugar scoop with jojoba oil and vitamin E. Now, what happened is there was a lot in it. It was about 200 ml, I think. 200 grams, so it was like a fairly big sized jar. And I decanted it into the jar, and then Mr. Bear decided to use about 100 grams at one go because he loved it that much. And it's a kind of a coppery gold metallic sheen, and it has it obviously has sugar granules, so it doesn't sting unlike salt. If it gets into a wound, it can sting. This doesn't. I had a beautiful peach scent, and he really loved it. So obviously half of it went in one go, but he liked it, and it is something I would definitely look out to get again. By misspatisserie.com, really, really nice. Then I have a Nux Poggio Hula Douche, and it is their oil shower gel. You can use it in the bath as well. Now, this was nice. It wasn't particularly oily. It foamed well. The only thing I didn't like, it has the Nux classic scent, which I don't particularly like. It's just highly perfumed. There's a bit of a citrus note, to be honest, well, but it's a general scent of Nux. I realise I don't like their scents, but it's pleasant enough, and it does get the job done. And I use it in the bath, so it washes out fairly quickly, but it does leave the skin fairly silky. But I do moisturise anyway. Then I have a Necessary, the body wash. Now this, I think this is Canadian, I think. Does it say? It's from Los Angeles. Now, this is fragrant free. It foams well, but it's no different than if you got Dove or Nivea, some of the ones that are without fragrance. I mean, I'm sure it was Dove and Simple in the UK, had this concept 40 odd years ago. And I don't think this is any better than Simple, and it is expensive. I think it's around £22 to £25 for this. I wouldn't buy it, but I got that in a advent calendar. And Mr. Bear didn't like it. It took ages to use, so I then used up most of it because he didn't particularly like it. He said it clean, but he prefers one that's scented. Then in another beauty box recently, I got Koeshi coconut shower gel. That was nice. It foamed well. It had a nice scent of quite a natural scent of coconut, like that one. Then I have, what shall I go on to next? Then I have a set of Hask Argan Oil Repairing Conditioner. Now, though they have different colour labels, they are the same range because of the blue on there, but it's more of a turquoise. And it says, repairing conditioner strengthens and restores, and repairing shampoo. Now, I don't like the scent of argan oil. I'm pleased to say these do not smell of argan oil. They have a citrus scent. So, because I really hate the scent of argan oil, I didn't know what it'd be like before I bought it. It was nice. What I will say is the conditioner was okay. It wasn't strong enough for my hair. And the shampoo was nice. It foamed fairly well. I always use 2 washes. And a shampoo lasts me around 12 weeks. That size, which is around, is it 355? Well, actually, it would last longer. 250 generally lasts me 12 weeks. And I wash my hair twice a week, and I wash twice, but I do have long hair. What I will say, it didn't leave the hair. The hair was left clean, very clean, but the oils came back quicker than if I'd used a more astringent shampoo, like a deep cleansing or clarifying shampoo, which I don't use, because if I use that, I mean, I do use them when I dye my hair, but if I otherwise use them, I end up with hair like Hagrid. It literally is coarse, stands out everywhere, and it becomes unmanageable, and it feels really, really unpleasant to me. So I have to be careful. But I then had to with the conditioner, add another specific mask, a tiny bit of a mask with it, to make it to make the hair a bit silky. But it was pleasant enough. I think this is my second set I've gone through from Hask, and have another set because they have 3 ranges. And what I liked about Hask is they have no sodium lauryl sulfates or SLS or SLES. They don't have anything like that. So it is like coconut and other natural suffocants that actually cause foam and cleansing action. So yeah, it was nice, pleasant enough. Certainly not the worst. I have had some that have only cleaned the hair for 2 days. This was better, but I'm always on the hunt for the perfect shampoo, if you know what I mean. I don't think I found it, but I do love the Hask deep treatment masks in foil. Absolutely gorgeous. Then I have Grace Cole grapefruit, lime and mint body butter. This was quite a rich butter, not the richest but fairly rich, really nice scent. You wouldn't think grapefruit, lime and mint well, you think the grapefruit and lime would, but the mint was only very subtle, very, very subtle. This is definitely unisex. Loved it and got through that. Opened it and used it in the month. Absolutely gorgeous. Then I have a Foreo daily cleanser. Now I used, I think a month or so ago, I finished off the night version and I already had started the day, so I used that with my Foreo sonic device. Yes, it was pleasant, but I've already taken the makeup off and done a first cleanse, and this is my second cleanse in the bath. But it was it was pleasant enough. Then I have a Tula, but that was on the very last legs at the start of June. I think I only had 1 use. Then I've got Tula Skincare, the Cult Classic Probiotic and Superfoods. That was a foaming, semi-translucent gel. It was nice enough. Yeah, it did the job, but I'm not sure any of these are good for taking makeup off, you know what I mean. Then I have Fresh Soy face cleanser. Now, I'm somewhat disappointed with this because I've used this Fresh product before, and it used to be a cold cream, like a thick white moisturiser or off-white moisturiser type of texture. Now this is a semi-transparent one that foams. The previous one didn't, so they've reformulated because it just says soy facial cleanser. It doesn't say it's a different variant, so they must have got. I preferred the original, which was a cold cream type. Not so keen on this, so yeah, it's a shame they've reformulated it and not for the better for me. But it might be better if you've got oily skin. You might prefer the more astringent, but this is a bit more stripping than I would care for. Then I have a Pixie by Petra Retinol Tonic, 100ml. I use that at night. I don't like overloading too much retinol, so at the moment I'm using a retinol that isn't very strong. I've got it in an advent calendar, and I'm using this all over the face and neck. And then I have a neck serum which is fairly low in retinol, but the main retinols are stronger, and I wouldn't pair loads of different types of retinol at once because it would just overload the skin. But that Pixie by Petra was nice, very, very nice. Then I have a Botanical Repair Strengthening Leave-In Treatment. Here it is. This is in my project pan. I finished it, so basically I would say it would last just under 6 months, because I did have another 25mm one which I rolled in at the beginning of the project pan, which was the first one that I got in an advent calendar, and then I purchased this. And I'm not sure to what degree it repairs bonds. It may well do, various bonds in the hair. I can't say it left my hair the shiniest or softest as a leave-in conditioner, but it was nice enough. I will try a few others, but yes, of the Aveda range, this is one of the nicer ones for me, or more effective ones, shall I say. Then I found another moisturiser for dry skin, and this is by Dermalogica, and I got this in a gift with purchase, I think, and this one is like a cold cream, really, really nice. So yeah, I would use that one again. It's called the Nourishing Cleanser for Dry Skin. Intensive Moisture Cleanser is what they call it. Really, really nice. Then I have, oh, here's another thing for a bath. I've got I Love Violet Dreams scented bath salts. Really like that because violet is one of my favourite fragrances or favourite florals. And it's got key notes of bergamot, green apple, Parma violet, rose. Absolutely lovely. So I tend to pick them up whenever I can. I think I may have got that from Home Bargain, the range, I think. So it's only if when I get round to, if I get back down to there, which I don't go that often, I will pick another bag up, because this is, oh, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, but you have to like Parma violets, really. Then I have a Lacura cotton pads. I use them when if I'm not wearing makeup, I'll use it with an ordinary cleanser as a first cleanse. If I'm wearing makeup, I it's a specific eye remover, and then a balm, using an Elemis balm. But yeah, it's of a morning to freshen the skin up. I would use this, and then the water-based cleanser and a toner with this. So I do get through about one of these a month, perhaps a little more. Then I have a biodegradable clean cleansing facial wipes, which I don't use them all the time, but if I've got heavy makeup, and once I've got the oil-based cleanser or the balm, I then swipe it all off with this after I've done the eyes, and then I would have a bath and use my cleanser and my Foreo. Here is some more actual hair care stuff. So what we've got here is Sashawan anti-pollution shampoo. Now this one has sodium lauryl sulfate in. Mr. Bear used it. He said he quite liked it. It left his hair quite fluffy, so it gave more volume, so that was a good one. I do rate them, and I think, you know, some people, I don't want to demonise SLS, some people are allergic to it for skin. For me, it leaves my hair rather coarse, but it is effective at cleansing. So it's all horses for courses, so he liked that, and yeah. So if I got that again, I'd give it him. Then I've got two other items I got in a beauty gift with purchase, I think. One is the Scalp Revival, which is a shampoo. That's, I suppose, if you've got a lot of debris on the scalp, which I don't. I've got very fine skin. I don't get debris build-up on the skin at all, just oil. That was fine enough as a shampoo. I got a couple of uses out, maybe two or three separate sets of washes out of this, and it was fine. What did disappoint me was the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair, because a number of years ago, before it came to Britain, it was all the buzz on YouTube. I didn't find it very good. I just found it like a very weak conditioner. It didn't do anything much for my hair, so I had to add another stronger conditioner or a mask into it. So it's one I would use it, but again, I'd have to top it up with something that was better for my hair. This is probably fine for normal hair with little or no damage, that's what I would say. But for hair that's coarse, it doesn't penetrate, it doesn't do the job. So it's not something I would buy, but I'm not going to knock it, because for many people, it is very, very good. Then I have, I'll just show another item I've got. This is what I use for my hair, and it's getting more difficult to get hold of in the UK. It's a European brand, it's L'Oreal Paris Excellent Cream, and this is specifically for grey hair. So my number is 9.3, can you see it's a very good match? That is exactly what my hair is. I was originally a brunette because the brows are brunette, but I went grey at 8, started going grey at 8. So by the time I was 16, I was very grey and I started dyeing my hair. I wasn't allowed to dye it while I was at school. So basically, other than a few months break now and again for various medical reasons, I've dyed my hair for many, 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 many years. Most of those years, I had it black, had it brown, I haven't had it orange really, But for most of my adult life, I'd say the colour that predominated was this, which is 9.3 Natural Light Golden Blonde. On occasions, I've mixed this with a golden blonde to give it a bit more colour, because I can't say particularly strips, but I've actually found that I do prefer this 9.3 because it's still quite strong. I've recently done it and I really like this colour. The reason I don't go to hairdressers is, one, for the cost, and two, that I've had hairdressers that have damaged my hair very, very bad with putting too much, over processing my hair, but putting too much either bleaching agents or ammonias in. So I prefer to do a box dye, and it works for me because I still have some brunette and some and obviously white hair. We're quite grey, but it's white, so I get a tone on tone effect of all different tones through the hair, which look very, very natural. Because if you have dark hair or whatever, whatever colour hair, if it's all uniform, box dye you can generally tell gives just to get a uniform colour, and you can tell that it's from a box dye, but mine is tonal, so it looks very, very natural. So Boots used to sell this, they don't anymore. I'm a bit gutted. Superdrug do at the moment. If they stop, then I'm going to have to go online. Now the reason is that this range produce a naturals range in I think it was natural light browns. They've brought out a range of 4 or 5, and when they brought that out, Boots just removed this. And I wouldn't mind, they've got no golden blondes in the ranges, so it's very, very difficult, and I do trust this one. I did use Garnier Olia, but it didn't colour my hair at all. It just didn't have any strength at all. There was nothing in it because it's ammonia free. But if you can put other things in other than ammonia, but whatever it is, it didn't work for my hair, so it was a complete waste of time. Now then, I've got some more skincare items. I've got Ren Overnight Glow Spot Clear Sleeping Cream. So use that because I do have an age spot there. Despite me always wearing high protection sunblock, I think that's just an aging thing. It didn't do anything, to be honest. I don't need my skin lightening, but it's just if it helped with that dot, it didn't. Yeah, but it worked as a cream. It moisturised as well, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. But I'd probably use it again if it became available in a beauty box. Then I've got the Inculus Selfless by Hyram Niacinamide Maracuja Oil. Now this is a very light serum. I gave this to Mr. Bear. He opened it up because he liked it that much. It's clear to semi-transparent, and it's very, very light. So I actually got, this is one of 3 that I selected every 3 months from Latest in Beauty. This is worth about £22 to £24. Obviously been cut in half, it is bigger. He used it in around 6 weeks. He really liked it, and is now on his second one. So I'm glad I got a selection that he approves of, because a lot of the time they're just too rich for his skin. It's not necessarily the texture, it's how it feels when it's on the skin, but this as a gel, he liked that one. Then I have 2, it's called the Science Kit, and it's Periquin MB, number 1, Activate, number 2, Infuse. So this has a lot of peptides in, it has hyaluronic acid. The number 2, in part, it is a vitamin C, but has to be activated by this, because if it's pre-mixed, it would go off very quickly, but this stays fresh. Now, they've discontinued it, I think because it was very, very good, and it had all the things that you need from Periquin MD, or nearly all, in these 2 items. So then you wouldn't buy all the serums, but these were expensive. But I did, or retailed it, I had quite a lot of money, but I did get this at TK Maxx, and this was my second set. I liked it. A little goes a long way. Really, really nice. So yeah, that's the last of it, and they have been discontinued. And then finally, I've got mainly makeup items. Now I've got one that isn't really, and it is from Revitalash, which is Revitalash Cosmetics, and this is the lash serum. So it's got, and it's something like 0.3 of a ml. It's got a tiny amount. It's got a really tiny brush, and you put it near to the lash line when you've got no makeup on, cleansed skin, and it's supposed to help lashes grow. Now, I used this for quite a while. It didn't do anything. My lashes did not grow, but it caused a lot of irritation where it was placed next to the skin. Now, Revitalash are aware they've actually got a new one out, or another one out, that is for sensitive skin, which I haven't tried, but I'm not going to because it didn't do a thing. The other thing that concerns me about Revitalash and a few other companies, and not all the same, is this works by using prostaglandin, which is like a perihormone, and it works in synergy with hormones, as I understand. And the problem with the prostaglandin for this is it can change eye colour. Only if you haven't got brown, if you've got brown eyes, it's not going to do anything. But other eye colour like blue, grey, blue violets, which are rare, green, and even amber. You can get amber, which is yellowy colour eyes. It can turn your eyes colour to brown. So I wouldn't be too happy with that because I have quite light blue eyes. So I quite like them. So I'm glad in a way it didn't work and it didn't suit me because I really didn't want the risk of it changing eye colour. The reason they know this is prostaglandins are used for treatment for eye conditions, and I think it was when it was used, I think for glaucoma, and when it's put into the eye, and the side effects were that people were getting long lashes with use. But when it was used as an eye treatment, people's eyes would change colour, not like suddenly, instantly, but you would actually get more brown specks and eventually would go to near all brown. So that is a possible side effect. Not everyone gets it. They use prostaglandins in the eye, but it's something to be wary of. It's better if you have dark eyes, dark brown eyes, and this may help your lashes grow. But I have very weak lashes. Although I'm a brunette, they're not very dark, and there is some white lashes as well. So I wouldn't give it. I'm glad I've tried it, but I think I got it off QVC or something like that, but I wouldn't be using it again. And then finally, I've got 3 items. I've got a makeup item, which I'm decluttering because it's gone dry, and I have to like really press hard on the skin, so it's very uncomfortable, so it's going to hurt on the eye. This is a Makeup Gallery Take a Brow in Blonde, but it's gone off. Then I have 2 other, I've got another makeup product, which is by Miss Beauty, and it's fallen apart. I did use most of this up this month, and in part it was fractured all the way down, so I was able to use it a few times, but I had to pare it quite a lot, and then the last bit fell out. And this was a really nice coverage. Now this was made in the UK, or is it in Germany? But I'm not sure whether this brand is still available, and if it is, it's probably made in China, so I have to be careful when I look at things. Then I've got an item which you can no longer get in the UK. I got this in a kit. I don't know whether it was QVC or Boots, and I think QVC, and it says Super Fan Lashes by Smashbox. Really, really nice at fanning. It does fan, it gives length and separation. Really, really nice. It doesn't give the most body, if I'm honest, but I did like this. But again, Smashbox, as far as I'm aware, it pulled out of Boots and pulled out of the UK territories a couple of years ago. So yeah, it can't be got anymore, but it can well, in the countries that Smashbox is sold. And finally, I've got a second by Terry Hydra Powder, which I don't particularly rate. I got a couple of them in 2 different, I think I got one in a beauty box or something and one in a kit. So I've used, this is my second one, so I'm now on to another powder. It was okay, but it didn't give hydration. The only one that ever did for me as a Hydra powder was an expensive one by Prescriptives, which is owned by Estee Lauder, and that they used to hand mix makeup for you, and they did have a water one. You could actually see it moving around. It was that hydrophilic. It was absolutely amazing. And I wish they had that because it felt like ice when you put it onto the skin. It was so soothing. The problem that the reason they withdrew it is the powder was a brightening powder, but when you put it under the eyes, and it caused a lot of flashback. But the people that tended to use it, I know Dita Von Teese, Nicole Kidman, quite a few of the supermodels, Naomi Campbell, and they were all flashed about 20 odd years ago with these white rings, and it was from this prescriptive powder. So it was photoreactive, and that was the only problem, but that must have been what made it very, very cooling. There was some technology, and it moved around a bit like water, but it was like a powder. So I wish I could get that, but again, it would be up to Estee Lauder to relaunch it and perhaps try and have it where it didn't cause flashback on flash photography. But it's okay, it's good for video photography, if you know what I mean. And I've had that problem because I wore it to a wedding and you could see the panda eyes. Even though my skin's very, very pale, it did actually cause panda eyes, and it was completely white like a ghost. But anyway, this is not a favourite. Got it done, and I'm on to other things. But anyway, they're all the items. Can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate your time, it is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you again in another video. But otherwise, take care of yourselves and bye for now.